Cheers! Portabella mushroom pizza. It's what's for dinner. Let's see how we put this puppy together. All right, now to make this pizza, what I'm just simply using is obviously large portabellas. Large caps are about 3 ounces a piece, roughly, as a general rule. I'm using a mozzarella cheese, pepperoni. I've already gone ahead and cut it up into smaller pieces. I'm using also a marinara sauce and a little bit of olive oil just for basting. So the first thing we want to do now is actually clean the mushrooms. So got my little trusty gloves on because I don't want the gills all over me. But all of this, you want to clean out the gills and then anything related to the stem. So I'm going to go ahead and move my cutting board out of the way, put this there, my little trash pail. And now what I'm simply going to do is using a spoon and just scrape. Yeah, high-tech tools, the spoon. That's what you really need with this. So I'm just going to scrape it to clean it. And also I'll use the spoon to clean out what's left of the stem in this particular one. Okay, I took out the stem and I took out the little gills, as they're called, or the things that sort of like a little fur. You can certainly eat those if you want to. I'm not doing it with these, and that's just so I can oil my portabellos. The other thing I did is I rinsed them off, any excess, and there's some pieces still that I'm going to take off. But you then have to really dry these because the olive oil or any oil won't stick to them. They just, oil and water don't mix, as we all know. So what I'm going to do right now is that they're all dried. I'm going to start adding olive oil to them, and I'm just going to rub them into the tops and also the bottom side where all your delicious toppings are going to go. But I want to oil them because they're going to hit the grill, and so you want to make sure they don't have any fat on them. This is the fat. You want to make sure they're not sticking to the grill. So I'm going to go ahead and just start oiling them and massaging it in. The one thing about mushrooms I find is that they love oil. They just suck it up. So you want to do this and you want to make sure it hits the grill pretty quickly. You don't want to dawdle, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and add some oil here. So you just sort of rub it in. So as you can see, this side takes the oil a lot better. It's still glistening. Then this side just sucks it all up. I'm probably going to add a little bit of oil. Usually use about a tablespoon, and I have a little bit less than that here. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this guy. But otherwise, it's going to be ready to hit the grill. And when you're ready to hit the grill, we'll go on outside and I'll give you an idea of how you actually grill these. All right, so I've got my mushrooms oiled. I lightly salted them with, or seasoned them with salt and pepper. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to put them on the coals directly. Well, actually I am going to put them because I want to char them a little bit. So I've got 2 heat sources because we're cooking a chicken tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, put them down. We're going to cover it and we're going to cook it for about 2 minutes like this. Then I'm going to flip it. Whoops, get that lid on. Then we're going to flip it. And I'm going to cook them for another 2 to 3 minutes before I bring them in to go ahead and then dress them with the yumminess. All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip my portabellas. Go ahead, flip them. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to cook them for about 2 minutes. Again, I'm just trying to get them some char marks on there. So it's another 2 minutes.
All right, so I've pulled the portabellas off the grill. I'm actually going to get them because they're a little liquidy. I'm just going to pat them a little bit to get some. It's just releasing liquid, which is natural because that's the bulk. A lot of vegetables, especially, and mushrooms, especially, are mostly water. So that's expected. So what I'm going to do now is I've already had the sauce divided. It's about a quarter cup, I should say, of sauce. So I'm adding some marinara sauce that's a little thicker. And so I'm just going to go ahead and add it to my portabella. And just make it as yummy as possible. Unfortunately, these particular mushrooms, the sides were a little bit flimsy instead of like the cup that you normally have with the portabella. But nonetheless, this will still work. Actually, I'm going to go ahead with that. Actually, what I might do, because of the shape of the portabellas, I might actually use less sauce. This is okay, because no one knows that you're doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to skim a little bit off this one. I'm worried that it's a little bit too heavy for this portabello. Yeah, no one's going to be the wiser. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add my pepperoni. I'm going to add half the pepperoni to this because I'm going to top it with cheese, and then I'm going to have the other half on top. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cook it until the cheese melts essentially. That one done? Start rolling the cheese on top. Now with these, you do what you would like to do.
All right, so my mic wasn't plugged in. Oops. But anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just adding the cheese. There we go. We got the nice cheese on there, and then I'm going to top it again with some of the pepperoni. I have it divided, but the truth is I don't think I'm going to use as much because these are just a little bit tiny. But again, there's your pizza. I'm going to top a little bit of sauce, a little bit of cheese on it, a little extra cheese. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put these puppies back on the grill. They're going to go on the grill for about 5 more minutes, roughly. I'm going to be peeking at them, but really what I want is that cheese to melt. All right, so I'm going ahead. When I add the portabella, they will not be on top of the coals. I want them off heat. And so they're on. I'm gonna go ahead and cover and peeking every once in a while, but about 5 minutes. Ooh, yummy sauce. In about 5 minutes, they'll be ready to go for a delicious lunch or dinner, whatever you prefer. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, more or less. The pizzas are all done. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking them off the grill. Yummy. The cheese is all nice and melted. You can always leave them on a little bit longer if you'd like. It's for my cameraman, my trusty and faithful cameraman. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that one for me. Yummy. Easy to put together. Simple to cook on the grill. You can also cook them in the oven if you prefer, if you don't have a grill. If you like what you see here, go ahead, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and don't be afraid to experiment or try something like this and use whatever toppings you like. It's real easy, it's real simple. Grocery stores are making this and selling it to you, already prepackaged, really expensive, and they're not using the best foods. You can do that on your own and make it yourself, and it's really simple. So, till next time, I'll see ya.